Behind a set of golden gates, nestled in the lush outskirts of Madrid, stands an $8 million estate. Not just a house, but a palace fit for a football prince. And the man who lives here? A 22-year-old English midfielder rewriting La Liga history, one match at a time. But how did Jude Bellingham go from the Midlands to this Mediterranean dream? Today, we open the doors to his world of glory, elegance, and unstoppable ambition. It began not under stadium lights, but on the quiet streets of Stourbridge, a town few outside of England could place on a map. Here, in a modest household, Jude Victor William Bellingham kicked his first ball, not knowing he'd one day command the midfield of Real Madrid. But how does a boy raised in the English Midlands grow into a global icon? The answer lies in discipline, defiance, and destiny. His father, Mark Bellingham, wasn't just a West Midlands police sergeant. He was a local football hero, a non-league striker who scored over 700 goals while juggling night shifts and family life. Jude watched, learned, and dreamed. By 8, he joined Birmingham City's youth academy. By 14, he was already playing with the U18s. At 15, he took the field for the U23 squad and scored the winning goal in his debut. And at 16, he broke Trevor Francis's long-standing record, becoming the youngest first-team player in Birmingham City's history. But records weren't enough. Jude didn't just want to play, he wanted to master the game. His eyes were already on something greater. Clubs circled like hawks. Manchester United came calling with millions on the table. But Jude said no. Why? Because he didn't want to become just another English talent lost in the system. He wanted to grow, and for that, he looked to Germany. In 2020, at just 17, Jude Bellingham signed for Borussia Dortmund, a club known for developing stars, not just showcasing them. The Bundesliga welcomed him with open arms, and he responded with brilliance. Within weeks, he was scoring in the DFB Pokal, making Champions League history, and being hailed as the future of English football. But he wasn't all fireworks. He was substance, tactical maturity, explosive energy, and a presence beyond his years. He wasn't afraid of the moment, not when facing Bayern Munich, not when challenging referees on live TV, not even when losing the Bundesliga title on the final day and walking off in tears, refusing to hide the hurt. Because Jude plays with fire. And that fire burns for more than silverware. It burns for legacy. So when Real Madrid called in June 2023, the stars aligned. $106 million transfer. The weight of white on his shoulders. The ghosts of Zidane, Beckham, Ronaldo, watching. And what did Jude do? He delivered. He scored on debut. Then again, and again, and again. In his first 10 games, he matched Cristiano Ronaldo's record. In his first El Clasico, he scored twice, including a 95th-minute winner against Barcelona. The Bernabeu didn't just cheer, it roared. A new prince had arrived. By the end of his first season, he had lifted La Liga, conquered Europe, and stood atop the Champions League final, assisting Vinicius Jr. in sealing glory over Dortmund, his former club. What a circle. What a rise. He was named La Liga Player of the Season, UEFA's best young player, and stood on the Ballon d'Or podium, all before turning 22. But behind the trophies, behind the roar of fans and flash of cameras, lies something few see. A need for peace, for grounding, for a space that matches the calm precision of his play, a space where the young lion can breathe. Which brings us to the hills of Madrid, and a mansion unlike any other, mansion in Madrid. When the final whistle blows and the world quiets down, where does a legend in the making go to be still? For Jude Bellingham, the answer lies just outside the heart of Madrid, behind a set of imposing wrought iron gates that slowly part to reveal a personal Eden where calm meets class and privacy becomes poetry. This isn't just a home. This is an $8 million architectural statement. Nearly 11,000 square feet of polished stone, hand-carved wood, and sun-kissed serenity sitting on 3/4 of an acre of manicured land. From the moment you step through the gates, the world shifts. You're not in a footballer's house. You're in a sanctuary, designed for stillness, built for legacy. The driveway, paved in old-world cobblestone, leads to a 3-car garage equipped with EV ports, because for Jude, sustainability matters just as much as speed. But it's what lies beyond the grand double doors that truly stuns. The entry foyer rises 2 stories high, with a sweeping double staircase and light pouring in from above. Every surface glows, whether it's the artisan hardwood beneath your feet or the soft reflection of sunlight bouncing off Carrara marble columns. Step further, and the home opens like a dream. To your right, a formal living room anchored by a marble fireplace so tall it could pass for a monument. A sculpted stone bar waits in the corner. Elegant, but not loud. It's a space made for intimate conversations, not champagne-soaked parties. To your left, a dining area with retractable glass walls that vanish on warm nights, letting the garden breeze mingle with the smell of wood-fired sea bass and espresso. It's Madrid elegance, dialed to perfection. And at the heart of it all, the kitchen. But this isn't just where meals are made. This is performance art. Slabs of veined marble cascade down to handcrafted cabinetry. A suite of Sub-Zero and Wolf appliances stands like a silent orchestra, ready to serve. There's even a bespoke coffee station, because even legends need the perfect cup in the morning. From here, a sun-drenched breakfast nook leads to a cozy family room, where Jude has been known to unwind with a good book, or a late-night film on game eve. Still on the main floor, there's a private office for team meetings, a plush lounge with another bar, and 2 designer guest bathrooms, all flowing together in gallery-like harmony. But go up the grand staircase, or take the in-house elevator, and you arrive at Jude's true sanctuary. The primary suite, vaulted ceilings, exposed beams, wall-to-wall glass that opens to a private terrace overlooking the garden. Inside, 2 walk-in wardrobes, both inspired by haute couture showrooms. Leather-lined drawers, glass cabinetry, and soft lighting create the feeling of stepping into a boutique. And the bathroom? It's less bathroom and more daily spa ritual. A sunken soaking tub, dual steam showers, and radiant heated floors ensure that recovery begins the moment you enter. But the luxury doesn't stop at the bedroom door. There's an upstairs movie theater with tiered recliners, a private gym, customized to Jude's real training needs, a meditation lounge where he sometimes journals before games. Everything intentional, everything grounded. Outside, the grounds unfold like a private resort. A shimmering pool with a Baja shelf invites early morning laps. A shaded spa and fire pit lounge glow softly at night, perfect for those quiet evenings after a hard-fought win. There's an outdoor kitchen, a heated pavilion for friends and family, and even a full-size sports court for basketball or pickup football with visiting teammates. And nestled quietly to the side, a 2-story guest house. Not an afterthought, but a fully designed home within a home, its own living room, kitchenette, bedroom suite, and a balcony that overlooks the gardens. Ideal for extended family, close friends, or even a future teammate in need of calm. The entire estate is wrapped in mature greenery, tall hedges, olive trees, flowering vines, creating a world entirely Jude's own. It's secure, peaceful, and astonishingly grown up. For a man still in his early 20s, this home whispers of timeless taste. Not just flash, but foundation. Not just gold, but grace. And it says something deeper. that Jude Bellingham isn't just building a football career. He's building a life, a legacy, a place to think, to rest, to rise. Because behind every powerful performance on the pitch is a quiet morning in a marble kitchen, a moment of solitude on a sunlit balcony, a night of sleep in a room where even the silence feels earned. So, how much is talent worth? Not potential, not promise, but real, undeniable performance at the highest level, week after week, stadium after stadium? For Jude Bellingham, the answer is simple: $50 million. And rising fast. But this isn't wealth built on flash. It's not the result of viral fame, brand gimmicks, or headline-chasing drama. Number. This is quiet fortune, forged in the fire of discipline and anchored by smart decisions from a mind years beyond its age. It all began with that now legendary transfer to Borussia Dortmund. At just 17, Jude became the most expensive teenager in football history at the time, a deal worth over $30 million when bonuses were included. But that was just the beginning. His rise at Dortmund wasn't just athletic, it was economic. With each Champions League appearance, with every goal, assist, and man-of-the-match display, his stock soared. By 2023, when Real Madrid came knocking, the price had ballooned to $107 million, a base fee that could grow to nearly $138 million with add-ons. A statement not just of skill, but of future. And Jude delivered. That same year, his salary at Madrid was estimated to exceed $18 million annually, including performance-based bonuses and image rights. But the pitch is only one part of the equation. Jude's image has become a global currency. His partnership with Adidas is no ordinary endorsement. He's not just a face on a poster, he's the future of their brand. From high-impact campaigns in Europe to community-driven efforts in Africa, Adidas has tied its legacy to his name. Every dollar he earns seems to follow a question. Will this still matter in 10 years? The answer? A house that reflects maturity, a career guided by legacy, and a lifestyle that speaks not in noise, but in nuance. His wealth, like his midfield presence, is composed, powerful, and deliberate, because while others chase spotlight and speed, Jude plays the long game. He doesn't need to shout. He lets his numbers and his trophies do the talking. And yet, for all the money, the marble, and the matchday glory, what truly defines Jude Bellingham? Not the transfer fees, not even the trophies, but the quiet decisions made far from the spotlight. In schools, in villages, in places where no cameras roll. Because for Jude, success is not a finish line, it's a platform. And what he's chosen to build on that platform begins thousands of miles away from Madrid. Philanthropy. It started with a story about a school with no desks, no computers, and sometimes no food. A place where kids sat on cracked floors, learning with paper scraps and borrowed pencils. For most, it would have been a sad headline, scrolled past and forgotten. But for Jude Bellingham, it was a call to action. Through the Mustard Seed Project, Jude quietly stepped in, funding the construction of a brand new classroom for over 275 students in Mombasa, Kenya. Not with fanfare, not with camera crews, but with intent. Desks arrived, chalkboards were replaced with whiteboards, and children who once walked miles barefoot now had a reason to run toward their futures. But it didn't stop there. Jude began donating football kits and school supplies, working with Adidas to ensure each child had more than just hope. They had tools, uniforms, backpacks, even laptops. "I don't just want to play the game," Jude once said. "I want to pass something forward." In his hometown of Birmingham, he teamed up with his younger brother Job to install defibrillators in schools, life-saving devices that might one day be the only thing standing between a student and tragedy. To him, charity isn't about charity. It's about equity. It's about dignity. He later joined hands with the Grain of Mustard Seed Project, raising funds to provide daily meals and digital access to hundreds of impoverished children in coastal Kenya. On the project's donation page, Jude's words are simple but powerful. Many of these children only eat what they're given at school. If not for that, they go hungry. And so, he gave. So they wouldn't. When others were buying yachts, he was funding fiber internet for village schools. When others were signing nightclub deals, he was gifting laptops to future doctors, teachers, and engineers. Kids who look at Jude not just as an idol, but as a living bridge between two worlds. A bridge they might one day walk across themselves. In an era where generosity is often packaged for social media clicks, Jude's philanthropy whispers, not shouts. He doesn't preach, he acts, not because he has to, but because he remembers the dream, remembers the discipline, remembers that without guidance, without opportunity, he could have been just another name lost to the game. And so he builds, not just his fortune, but futures. So what does a 22-year-old global superstar do when the lights go out and the cameras stop flashing? For Jude Bellingham, the answer isn't red carpets or late-night clubs. It's quieter, simpler, and perhaps far more meaningful. Personal life. Behind the glittering trophies and $8 million mansion, behind the billion-euro pressure of Real Madrid and the roar of Santiago Bernabeu, lives a young man who still values Sunday phone calls home, quiet breakfasts in the sun, and handwritten notes in a leather-bound journal. He may live in Spain, but his roots never left Stourbridge. Jude's family remains his true north. His father, Mark, once a humble police sergeant and part-time footballer, is still the voice of reason in his ear. His mother, Denise, always composed, always present, manages his life with the care of someone protecting not a brand, but a son. And then there's Job, his younger brother and fellow rising footballer. The two aren't just siblings, they're best friends. From back garden matches to now wearing England's crest, their bond is unshaken by fame. When Job visits Madrid, they often cook together, not chefs, just brothers, laughing, reminiscing, seasoning chicken too early, and arguing over who washes up. It's in these small moments that Jude finds himself. He's fiercely private, not out of ego, but out of necessity. While the world watches him lead Madrid's midfield with the poise of a veteran, his heart remains hidden in everyday rituals. Mornings start early. A walk through the garden, stretching. A coffee from his custom marble barista station. The grind, the aroma, the ritual itself grounding him before matchday chaos. He keeps a journal, short reflections, prayer, gratitude. Not for show, for silence. It's said that before every major game, he rereads a page from his younger self, written when he was still 15, when dreams were larger than life and Europe felt 1,000,000 miles away. That page, now framed in his office, ends with one line: "If I ever make it, stay true." Always. So he does. His personal life, though guarded, is guided by calm values: faith, focus, and family. He's spoken about his spirituality, not as a headline, but as a compass. When interviewed after big wins, he often thanks God first, not in performance, but in quiet conviction. And while the world speculates about his dating life, Jude rarely comments, because for him, intimacy isn't entertainment. It's sacred. He prefers late-night drives through Madrid over club appearances, jazz over trap, a chessboard over poker chips. In recent months, he's been spotted visiting art galleries and quiet cafes in the Salamanca district, often alone. Or with one trusted friend, sometimes his agent, sometimes his mother. He's learning Spanish fast, not to impress, but to connect, to greet his neighbors, to thank the gardeners, to speak to kids at charity events without a translator. It's this blend of humility and excellence, of groundedness and glory, that makes Jude Bellingham more than just a footballer. He is the rarest kind of star, one who burns bright but walks softly. Because when the world shouts, he listens. When the pressure builds, he breathes. And when others chase fame, he chooses meaning. If Jude Bellingham's story moved you, from Midland's dreams to Madrid royalty, from giving goals to giving back, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because behind every rising legend, there's a quiet fire, a humble heart, and a life worth watching unfold. Stay with us. The next chapter is just beginning.